Greetings, fellow YouTuber. My name is Tim.
What? All right, so I made a little mistake. Come on. How bad can it be? I'm sorry, okay? Oh, man. And what better way to kick off the 100th show? Greetings, fellow YouTuber. My name is Tim. Thanks for joining us once again for another laugh-filled hour we like to call GainerWorld Live. My name is Tim Gainer, if you haven't figured that out yet. We are joined this week by...
The technical difficulties that are expressed on this program are not necessarily those of all of the participants herein, namely me. This would not happen with my stream. I was going to throw random stuff out there today to totally and completely derail Tim like I normally do.
Yes, you did.
And right now, my heart just isn't in it.
Because I upstaged you.
My heart just totally and completely isn't in it. Because I've never been one to just boot stomp somebody when they're down. But I can't do that.
You have to admit, though. You have to admit that it took 100 episodes of this vlog for me to finally make a mistake. I'm very proud of that. Okay, I'll just put it like that. Anyway,
ladies and gentlemen, I admit nothing.
Yes, you do.
I admit absolutely nothing.
Oh, stop!
No.
How bad can it be? Anyway, thanks for joining us, and that's just an example.
Do we need to rewind and show just how bad it can be? Because I mean, if we need to,
no,
that's perfectly fine too. We can do that. We can do that.
We've got enough going on.
You don't need to. You don't want to do. Okay.
We've got enough.
If you don't want to do that, I'm fine with that.
No,
that's okay.
It's okay. Thanks anyway.
Yep. Okay.
I appreciate it.
Just gonna sip this water.
Just gonna sip the water. Hey, old dude. So anyway, thank you for joining us for another Friday night of just laughter and merriment and
yeah. Thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah,
definitely appreciate
it wasn't
that.
bad.
Definitely appreciate it.
Would have been the had I not found the intro, it would have been the shortest show probably in the history.
If this was a parachute and that was the ripcord splat on the ground right now, it would have been very Roadrunner-esque, where we fall off the cliff, we're getting ready to pull the chute, the string comes out, we smack on the canyon floor, and just as we impact, that's when the chute pops out and floats down over our corpses.
kind of like a Wile E. Coyote cartoon. Kind of like a Roadrunner cartoon.
That's what I said with the Roadrunner, with the Roadrunner stuff.
With the Acme
that's
sign
what I
right
said
there
just 2 seconds ago.
Yes, you
See,
did.
it's continuing. This is why I'm not making fun of him today.
I'm busy over here doing what I'm doing.
Somehow or another, he totally missed me saying like a Roadrunner cartoon.
I'm busy
I don't know
over
how that
here
happened.
Working the controls.
You're supposed to be focusing on your audience.
I am focusing on giving quality video and audio to you, the fellow YouTuber. Anyway, thanks. Okay, so already Elena has popped in. Hey to Elena.
Hello, Elena.
Who actually is the winner of the first person in the chat room this evening. Elena, you and the Danimal, are you guys are the winners. What they win?
Nothing.
It
means absolutely
really doesn't.
nothing.
No, it doesn't really.
It means you're the only focus group that we were able to pull at this particular time slot. Instead of me making fun of Tim, I'm going to try to help him out tonight. I swear to God, I'm going to try to help him out.
I can get.
The reason that our stream is so barren tonight is because we've been preempted by the Olympics.
This is true.
People are watching the Olympics instead
true.
of watching the channel. Shame on you guys.
Well, and if you're watching the replay, we know where you've been. I'm just saying. Have you been catching the Olympics at all? Been watching any of it?
I've been watching a little bit of it. Like, it doesn't have the same allure that it had when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I watched like the kayaking event.
Okay.
I watched, ironically enough, some table tennis.
Did you really? That's always a lot of fun.
That's ridiculous.
Fun.
That is absolutely nuts. Ridiculous. Yes. I love it. But I did some of that. I saw part of the Ironman competition.
Okay.
I saw a couple of foot races, a couple of records getting broken. I wanted to see the synchronized diving, but I apparently missed that.
I've seen one. I saw one team. I think it was the American team for the synchronized diving. I got to see Caleb Williams break the record in the 100-meter swimming, but the rest of it has. And I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but like today for the first time, I've turned on Golf Channel because that's what I do, and they've got the Olympic rounds going, and that is all I've caught of it. I've not caught any of this controversy that's been going on.
So so let me enlighten you on this one.
Okay.
Everybody is throwing shade at Simone Biles.
Oh yeah,
and
big time.
I don't believe that is fair in the least. First of all, Mr. Armchair Quarterback, Mr. Republican armchair quarterback that's trying to turn it into a political issue. First of all, it's not a political issue. Second of all, you couldn't do a cartwheel 1/10 as good as she can do a toddler's tumble. So you really need to shut your pie hole. Seriously. She is of absolute professional caliber. She is at the top of her game. But think about this. If you had a governing body say that if you do any of the skills that you are best at, which we know nobody else can do, we are going to score you less than you deserve.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Because you doing all of this is not fair to anybody else, and it's going to inspire people to do more and more dangerous things.
Exactly.
No. That is BS, and it's not the first time that it happened in the Olympics.
Yeah, this is true. I seem to... wasn't there...
It was another black woman.
Well, see, I'm going back even further. I'm talking Nadia Comaneci.
No, forget about Nadia Comaneci, because they named moves after her. This was back when it was possible to name moves after her, and they allowed her to do her moves. They didn't downgrade her. They graded her on the strength of her moves, and they graded her based on how well she executed the move that she created. And sometimes she stuck it, sometimes she didn't. And that's what it boiled down to. But there was
and the same thing's going on, and the same thing went on with Simone Biles.
Yes.
That she was so good at what she was doing. But then they're suddenly like, oh no, wait a minute, you that's too much.
What I'm saying is they graded Nadia Comaneci fairly because they knew what her move was supposed to look like.
Okay.
And they looked for the normal stuff that they look for when they're judging gymnastics competitions. Form breaks, pointed feet, stuff like that.
Right.
If she didn't have that, that's when they took off points. They didn't come to her beforehand and say, hey, your stuff is too complicated. We're not going to score you full marks for this.
Okay.
We're going to penalize you for being better than everybody else. They didn't do that to her. But they did do it. They did do it to one other black woman. She was French. She was in the Winter Olympics as a figure skater. Her name was Syria Bonali.
I seem to remember
She was
this.
not particularly graceful. She was graceful enough to be a figure skater, but she was pure D muscle. And
Yes.
to this
Yeah,
day,
yes.
to this day, she is the only person in figure skating that has ever landed a backflip on one skate.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And they told her that her signature move was illegal as well.
Yeah.
And because she did it, they marked her significantly down from what she deserved.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this isn't the first time that that's happened.
No, I agree. I understand
Now,
that.
Simone bowed out, not because she was, getting downgraded on her performance and stuff like that.
Right.
She downgraded for a mental health issue, and I had to look into this, but it's called, gymnasts have a word for this. It's called the twisties.
The twisties. I was watching this on Inside Edition had a thing on this today, and she showed video of her trying to practice, and it was just like she totally has lost. I won't say control, but she's totally lost like all sync between her muscle tone and her mind and her perception of where she's at.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. When gymnasts are under severe pressure, when they go into something that causes them to invert and things like that, they lose position of where they are. They lose track of where they are in terms of space. So they may under rotate, they may over rotate. There's a very famous case that I looked up that was mentioned in a couple of articles of this girl who was in competition and got the twisties. Okay. She, I think she was on balance beam if I'm not mistaken, but I have to look it up to be sure.
Okay.
But in her dismount, she under rotated and landed on her neck, and
I saw that too.
And wound up paralyzed. She was paralyzed as a young person. She passed away at 30 something. And it was because she wanted to push through her mental issues that she was having during her performance. And she lost track of where she was. She under rotated. She landed on her neck, and she died too early. And Simone realized when that vault that she did was supposed to be 2.5 twists.
Okay.
Somehow or another, her muscle memory kicked in and only made her do 1.5 twists. And when she landed on her feet and took that big form break, it was because she just instinctively put her feet on the mat. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't anything like that. She was still trying to get her bearings. And when that happened, she walked off the mat and she was like, I'm done. I can't do this, because if I do anything that I'm known for, I'm going to kill myself.
I'm going to hurt myself. Yeah, exactly.
And people are crapping on her because she decided to make a choice about her health and her fitness, regardless of the Olympics. It is her body and her health, which brings to mind a whole other thing too about... And I hate to take it racial, I really do.
Okay.
But it brings up an idea about the place of black and brown people in America and what our worth is. Because it has been demonstrated time and time again that you are as good as what you can contribute to the entertainment of America. And after that's over, you're worthless. Jesse Owens, 4 gold medals in front of Mustache Boy. I'm not going to say it because I'm not trying to get you demonetized,
You.
4 gold medals. When everybody was talking, when Mustache Boy was talking about the Aryan race as the master race and nobody can beat us, he went in there and kicked all of their butts and got 4 gold medals in his house.
Well,
and when he came back to America, what did he do? Did he get welcomed as a hero? No. He wound up being a janitor. Somebody that provided 4 gold medals came back to America, the America that he represented and made proud against that version of Germany. And he wound up being a janitor.
Well, I was talking to somebody about this today. We were kind of, watching, the news and all that. And the first thing that I thought of was, can you imagine if, what the reaction would be if, say, Kerry Scruggs decided, I sprained my ankle, I can't do that last vault.
You know what?
And she. Oh, listen. It's all.
She
part of.
should have.
She should have, but she didn't. But my point being, had she done what Simone Biles did, just said no, my health comes first, she would be regaled as a hero.
She would.
But the simple fact of the matter, I agree with you completely. Simone Biles has been shaded far too deeply on this, and
Yep.
I think she's the better person for it.
Absolutely. And I admire her so much.
As
I really do.
Yep.
I really do.
She did the right thing.
She did. And I mean, if we're talking about Carrie Strug, like, everybody said that she had a problem with her ankle, that she had twisted it, that it was bad, and all this other kind of stuff. She didn't twist her ankle. She had broken it.
Right.
She made that last vault running down the runway on a broken ankle that she landed and stuck on one foot.
That's crazy.
Which means that she did more damage to her ankle. I would like to see what she's doing today. I really would, because a lot of people don't understand that your ankle is not solid bone. It's made up of a collection of bones that are held together by cartilage. Okay. If you break one of those bones, odds are it will never set right. They can't put pins in it. They can't stabilize it. They can't do anything. All they can do is try to repair the bone, put it where it's supposed to be, put the ligaments and tendons over top of it like it's supposed to be, and hope to God that it heals properly.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, it won't.
Yep.
It absolutely won't. There's going to be something wrong with it. How do I know? Because I broke my ankle and I'm still having problems with this doggone ankle.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That's wild.
Still having problems with this ankle. If I lay on my side wrong, like if I lay on one side for too long, where there's pressure on this right leg, where I broke my ankle starts to hurt ridiculously bad.
Wow. I did not know that.
And I have to flip over on the opposite side. It's crazy, dude. But yeah, I mean, I would love to be able to meet her today and find out what kind of impact that had on her ability to live her day-to-day life now. Is she like walking with a cane? Does she always have to have a brace on or something like that?
Right.
I'd love to hear her say what that has done to her and how the IOC and the United States Olympic Commission has supported her in her healing. Because I'd be willing to bet you they didn't.
I would almost go so far as to say that they probably went, hey, Carrie, thanks for playing. Here's a home version of the game. That's pretty much how that is. So, and that's just part of some of the great comedy that you'll be experiencing tonight here on GainerWorld Live.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I need to look up one thing because from what I understand, PIC prizes. So there's Olympic prizes, right?
Yes, there are actually. They give you this groovy little badge.
No,
unlike this thing.
Here's the other thing too.
Are you telling me all those things?
She is a favorite. She was a favorite to win the women's all around.
Okay, yeah. This is true. This is very true.
For winning a gold medal. The U.S. will pay you $37,500 for every gold medal that you win.
Hey, that's cool.
Okay?
I never knew that.
Why would she exclude herself from money like that?
That's also true.
You know what I'm saying? It has to be serious. If you know that you're a shoe-in to win, if I was running a race and I was the only full-grown adult that existed in this race and everybody else were toddlers 4 and under, and I knew that I was going to cross the finish line before everybody else, and it guaranteed me $40,000 to cross that finish line, why would I bow out of that race? No, seriously. Why would I bow out of that race and give up $40,000 when I know that I'm a shoe-in?
Well,
if it wasn't absolutely serious about my health.
First off, I would really question you racing a bunch of 4-year-olds. That would be just something.
But you understand what I'm getting at.
No, I understand where you're coming from. And Donna Joanne has popped in. Greetings, Donna. How are you
Donna.
tonight?
How's it going?
Long time no see. She says it's only $40,000.
Yeah, it's only 40K, but guess what? It's 40K that you really don't have to work for because everything that you do is going to be so far and above everybody else.
I wouldn't say you don't work for it. You know,
Simone Biles, all of this stuff comes to her as second nature, dude. It's muscle memory. She really didn't have to work for that.
Okay. Without giving away anything, you and I have a mutual friend who tried out for what was
Yes.
the shot put.
No, it was the hammer throw.
I
know exactly what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That was a lot of training on her part.
It was a lot of training on her part, granted. However, the thing is, if she was the apex predator of her sport,
Yeah.
then she would not have had to train as hard as everybody else beneath her. That's my point. When she goes into the circle to throw her hammer, she knows that she could probably do 90% of what she's capable of and still smoke everybody in the field. That's what I mean by that.
Yeah, that's more self-confidence than anything else.
But that's what I'm saying. Simone knows that she's the best in the sport.
Yeah.
She knows she is.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. There's nobody on this planet that can say that she's not.
Donna's saying, look up what other countries give their gold medal winners.
Yeah,
It's in the
I
six
did.
figures.
I did. Singapore pays medalists $737,000 for gold.
How much?
$737,000 for a gold medal.
Yeehaw!
Yeah.
I'm moving.
I know, right?
And Elena is saying, okay, so here's something that comes to mind. Who deals with the health insurance for these folks? And for how many years after they're no longer in the organization?
You know what? That's a really good question.
That's
and
a valid question.
And I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah. That is valid, though.
I am sure that while they are a member of the team and they are training with them and things like that, that all of their health needs are taken care of. I don't know how long after that extends.
Yeah. I don't think it would be for very long.
Probably not, which I feel
yeah.
like is a travesty.
Oh, I agree with you completely. You know, once...
Like, this is Hunger Games type stuff now.
Oh, there's no two ways around that. There's no two
seriously.
But you know what? You know, at the same time, it isn't. We're kind of overlooking what really. And I hate to say this because it sounds kind of amateurish. But when you stop and think about it, granted, these days the Olympics is nothing but professionals from their own respective countries. You know.
Yeah, I hate that too because it used to be that if you were a paid professional, you were ineligible to participate in the Olympics.
And the Dream Team just shot that out the door.
Yeah,
but that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, realistically speaking, the Olympics is an amateur competition. That's what this whole thing was about.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
And so for, to get into matters like, healthcare and mental illness and, all that, it just seems a little, pardon the pun, foreign to me.
Here we go.
Yeah. You know what I mean. Donna's saying, I doubt they have Cobra. Yeah.
But...
Come on, Donna. No, they don't have that. And they don't have a pension plan either. Really? Yeah, exactly. But in any case. But... Just saying. Anyway. I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love that guy. I don't
Cabby Lame.
Yes.
Dude.
He has changed the face of TikTok.
Life
and
hacks.
Media.
I mean, he is so hilarious to me.
And
he has some 5 million followers.
This does not surprise me. This does not surprise me.
Holy cow.
Donna wants to know, did you guys move in together while I was traveling? No.
I mean, if it'll get me a room, I'll take a shot in the mouth.
Lady, if there's a paycheck
Call
in
it the rules of the road.
Lady, if there's a paycheck in it, I'm willing to say anything. What makes me think of Ditka and the old-time but this makes me think of Ditka and the old-time football players. No.
Yeah, that's the coach though. You can't really talk about the coach.
Oh, you can talk. Well, you can't talk about the coach.
Can't talk about the coach.
But then you're talking about a certain team from a certain town,
from a certain place
known as
the Bears.
You knew it was inevitable the minute you mentioned it.
Yep, sure was.
And speaking of the city, Lollapalooza's in town.
Somebody shoot me now.
Oh, you're just jealous because you missed Miley Cyrus last night.
No, I'm not jealous that I missed Miley Cyrus because, quite frankly, Lollapalooza is being broadcast.
Yeah,
simultaneously.
Hulu is
yep, exactly. So you don't really have to go if you don't want to.
No, that's true. Yes.
What I'm upset about is the whole super spreader event that they got going on in Grant Park.
So, again, and I have to refer to I never watched this show because it's just so hokey, except for that perky Deborah Norville. But I had it on today and just kind of showed up.
I'm just being perky.
Did you? Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm just being perky.
I thought maybe you had a rash all of a sudden.
No.
But no. They had some doctor on, and first off, they're just like, a concert in the city of Chicago, COVID Palooza, and I'm going, oh God, please don't.
Yep.
Please don't.
No, they're correct. COVID Palooza.
And then they had some doctor, Heinz Carl Venitsen or something like that. Yes, this is Spreader Palooza.
Yep.
Stop it, people.
That's exactly what it is.
Stop it. Well, no, I agree with you. That this is probably not a good time to do this. But at the same time, too, it's like nobody. When they said, "Yeah, the concert's back on," I don't think that they really saw this coming. Quite honestly. And the fact that, it's on Hulu right now, I think that's a great idea. I think if you want to go to Lollapalooza, number one, don't buy the tickets because they're way too expensive. And number two, either wear a mask or stay home and watch it on Hulu, which is, it's cheaper and, hey, you can drink, you can actually drink. So there is that. You don't have to worry about other people. You don't have to worry about other people stealing your blunts. Okay, you're right there on it.
Yeah, man. Totally, man. And it's legal now, man.
Right.
Yeah.
You can go down to a Ascend, get yourself some gummies. Freak the hell out, man.
For real, man. It's totally awesome. The funny thing about the legality of marijuana in
that hooch.
Marijuana. Yeah. In Illinois now is that the only restriction that they have on it is that you can't smoke it in public.
That is true.
But you can brownies, cookies,
I'm telling you,
gummies, pies, cakes, cookies.
Yep.
I said cookies once, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Okay, yeah, but cookies are delicious.
Yes,
so, yeah, any of that. If you got any of that, tea,
yes,
tea, coffee, water. Oh, they got weed water, dude.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Don't tell me this.
I'm dead serious. I had a friend call me up, and she will remain nameless, but she was about to go and visit. It was on one of these 90-degree days. She was about to go and visit one of the patients that she has in a long-term care facility.
Okay.
And she was sitting in her car waiting on the nurse. She's a CNA. And she was sitting in the car waiting on the nurse.
Okay.
And she grabbed a bottle of water that she had and decided she was going to chug it because she was hot.
Okay.
And halfway through the bottle, she realized it was her weed water. Because she didn't she was so thirsty and she was so parched that she didn't realize that the taste was off until she had gone halfway through the bottle. She calls me up and she was like, I am so high right now. I was like, how, what? She was like, I'm sitting outside this facility. I am so high right now. And I was like, why are you high? That is not the place. That is not the place for you to be high. She said, I just wanted to call you up and tell you about it because I figured that you would get a kick out of that, considering the fact that you've been looking for revenge for the longest. And I was like, oh, that's why you called me. I never told you this story, did I?
No, you never did.
Okay, let me do a time check real quick.
Before you do that, we want to acknowledge the fact that our favorite gay Irish teddy bear, Carl Keegan, is in the chat room. What's up, Carl? How you doing?
Hello, Carl. How you doing?
What's going on?
Okay, it's 7:30.
It is.
I'm not
Yes,
gonna totally and completely derail all of this.
No, I
took
care of that at the top of the show.
I'll tell the story. If you wanted to get a song in so that you don't disappoint your masses, this would be the time. This is a good break.
Giving the hey guys, hey Donna, I'll let you go. I have no problem with this. We had no format to it.
Because the last time I saw right after that, right after the last show that I was on, you did another show the next week, and you apologized profusely to people for not getting the song in. So that's why I'm saying if you want to get one in, then you can. I ain't got no problems with it.
We haven't done anything. We haven't done any promos for shows or anything like that. This thing fell off the rails the minute we started the show.
Tell you what.
So it doesn't really even matter.
Let's get this stuff out the way then.
Okay.
All right. Promos for shows. Where you going to be, Tim?
I am going to be, strangely enough, I'm going to be at a private function tomorrow night at Fitzgerald's in Berwyn. We're also going to be playing Heart Saloon in Evergreen Park with special guest Steal the Rain and the Queen of Hugs herself, Miss Megan Paulette. Yes, she's going to be making her Chicago debut. We're all excited about that. And that's going to be on Friday, August the 20th at Heart Saloon in Evergreen Park. Then, of course, Saturday, September 18th, we are at the main stage in Table Rock, Pennsylvania, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
The Hugs Gathering. You're coming out there with me.
As far as I know,
yeah.
It all depends on what happens with jobs. Hopefully, I'm working by the end of September.
There you go.
Or by the end of August, I should say.
Okay. That's
that's my goal right now.
Okay.
But we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a great time. All the information is at timgainer.com. Go check that out. And while you're at it, grab a copy of my latest single, You're Not Supposed to Hear This, which is burning up the Hugs chart right now in the top 30.
How is it that they're going to pick it up and they're not supposed to hear it?
It's a Freudian thing. It's one of the great social challenges of our day.
They're not supposed to hear something horrible that you're doing with your mother?
No.
You said it's a Freudian thing.
Only you can twist that the way
that is not twisting it. That is not twisting it.
God.
Freud always thought that everybody had an edible complex of some kind or another.
Well, the Incredible Edibles will be with us in Pennsylvania.
No, not edibles. Oedipus Rex. Like this.
Well, one thing you can say about Oedipus Rex, he certainly loved his mother. Anyway, Carl says, let's hear the story so we can get a golf/retirement update.
Okay, all right. So the story is this same person that found herself to be high. She what? What did he say?
Carl says, I've been here 2 minutes and the conversation has gone this way and I never said a word.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, what did he do with his mother?
Okay.
Demonetization, honey. We'll talk about it another day. Don't worry about it.
So here's what happened, right? So the same person that found herself high on her water accidentally.
Yes.
I was going to buy a car from her several years ago. Call it 10. Okay. Now, let's preface this. She went to the Chicago Culinary Hospitality Institute. And she went there to become a pâtissière, which is just a fancy French word for a baker.
Okay.
So we used to get together on occasion and we would bake. We'd do cakes and pies and stuff, and they would always turn out absolutely magnificent. So I thought nothing of it when she drove her car from the south suburbs out to Bolingbrook for me to test drive it.
Okay.
And then when I sat in a parking lot with her to kind of discuss the terms of the deal, she hands me this foil packet that has cookies in it. And I'm like, oh, cool, cookies, chocolate cookies. And they looked like they were delicious. So she was like, go ahead, have some. And I did. And I took a bite of it and everything was like, this is really, really good. I can taste the chocolate. The powdered sugar that you have on top of it kind of gives that like a lime citrus kind of flavor too. And she goes, nope, that's not what it is. And I was like, okay.
That's the secret ingredient.
She was like, you wanna guess again? And I was like, yeah, sure. Now, mind you, the cookies weren't that big. They were only about like this, so that you can get a good view of what it is. Yeah. So they weren't very big at all. So I decided to go ahead and take another cookie. There were 3 of them in the pack.
Right.
And I took that cookie and I just popped it in like a biscuit and just went to town on it, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, no, I can't quite put my finger on what that is. But it's really interesting. It's an interesting flavor and it's tasty. It is really good.
That is one tasty cookie.
So as I'm about to bite into the 3rd cookie, and I take that first bite of it, she says, have you figured it out yet? And I'm like, no, I haven't. She says, those are weed cookies.
Oh, God.
And I stopped chewing in the middle of all of that.
This was no
And I went,
child,
and I swear to God, I went, what? She said, yeah, those are weed cookies. And I said, so let me get this straight. You gave me weed cookies, knowing that if I bought your car, I was going to have to drive you back out to the south suburbs for half an hour or better, and then drive myself back to my house, back to my house in Bolingbrook, and I'm about to be high as a Georgia pine. And I swear to God, this was the look on her face.
Oops.
I'm sorry. And I was like, yeah, you the sorriest that ever lived. I can't believe that you would do that to me. So I go ahead and I'm like, before this stuff kicks in, let me go ahead and get you back home, because if I need to pull over on the road someplace, get a hotel room, something, then I'm going to have to do that right now. Yeah. And I mean right now. Okay. So I drive her back out to the south suburbs. We get out there. She looks at me. She's like, you okay? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, I don't feel anything. Okay. I'm fine right now. She's like, well, I'm going to call you when I get in the house and I'm going to ride back with you just to make sure you're okay. I'm like, well, that's thoughtful of you, considering the fact that you're the one that did this to me in the first place. So she gets out the car. I turn the car around and get on the expressway. I jet back home. Okay. All right. Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. I pull up in my driveway. Everything is cool in the gang.
Okay.
So I'm on the phone with her and I'm like, yeah, I made it home. Everything seems to be fine. I don't know what was wrong with your cookies, but nothing actually happened. And she was like, oh, okay, you must have bigger tolerance than I expected. I was like, yeah, probably, but don't worry about it. It's all good. So she gets off the phone. I get ready to go into the house, take off the seatbelt, open up the door. When I stand up, my entire world, I'm going to show you exactly what it did. Okay. It went, What is going on? I dialed her number back. Took me about 3.5 years to do it, but I dialed her number back, and I swear to God, I went, "What did you do to me?" She went, "You high as hell, ain't you?" I can't believe, how am I gonna go in the house now? I can't play this off. What are you doing? And she goes, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking when I gave those to you. She was like, when did it kick in? I said, not until I got ready to get out of the car. And then my entire world went in slow motion. I can't believe you did this to me. I have not let her live that down.
I don't blame her.
So the thing is, I would talk to her about it, but I'd never do anything about it because I'm a firm believer in karma. And boy, did karma come up and kick her in the butt this past week.
Okay.
That was fantastic. And she was like, I knew that karma was going to get me for that. And I called you up because you needed to hear that in my voice. And I wanted to see your reaction and give you the moment to say, I told you so, that it was going to get you back.
This was on me.
And I was like, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to tell you I told you so. I'm not going to tell you that I told you so because I'm not that kind of person.
Anyway.
I said, but just know inside I am laughing hysterically right now.
Donna is saying minutes of my life that I will never get back because of your story. Everything is fun. And Carl's saying the story from Chris was brought to you by a generous donation from the Polaroid Corporation and the McDonald's Foundation for the Arts.
and that's one to grow on.
Oh man, how did this start? This started with Lollapalooza. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that.
Let's not even talk about the McDonald's Foundations for the Arts because there was one time that I actually got pretty messed up, and I don't know how I got home, but when I woke up, there was a plethora, and I used plethora deliberately. There was a plethora, a veritable cornucopia, if you will, of various and sundry McDonald's wrappers.
And we all know that leads to
and
no
I
good.
specify wrappers because, holy cow, one, I don't know when I went to McDonald's. Two, I don't remember eating any of that stuff. Three, I don't know how I ate all of it to begin with because my appetite wasn't usually that big.
Well, maybe you had a friend help you.
No, I swear to God, I was there by myself. I woke up on the couch and I had ordered food for like 3 people.
Nice.
It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
Carl says, Mr. Rogers never told us these stories.
You're right, boys and girls. He's never told you these stories because Mr. Rogers was clean. Can you spell clean? Sure. I knew you could.
I like to think Mr. Rogers was on shrooms most of the time.
Mr. Rogers dropped acid. How do you think he came up with the neighborhood of make-believe, dude? Come on.
The man talked to puppets, for God's sake.
Come on, seriously?
The man talked to puppets and toy trains.
He did most of their voices.
I know.
These are the people that lived in his schizophrenic little head.
And how really? Can you imagine him rehearsing the show? All right, now what I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna meow meow, gonna make a meow meow. I mean, do you do that to yourself? You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you do, but it doesn't go well for anybody. I swear.
No, it really doesn't.
Just
and God help you if the neighbors hear you. Mr. Rogers, take drugs, bear in a big blue house. Donna wants to know, do you sing anymore? What about retirement and golf? Wow. Okay, so what do you want? Do you want singing? Do you want retirement? Or do you want golf? We leave this to you.
Or does she mean, do I sing anymore?
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Does Chris sing anymore? Do you want to hear about Chris's retirement and Chris's golf game?
I don't retire.
No. Chris does not retire.
Yep.
He's part vampire, so he stays up all the time. He carries some of the dirt from his homeland with him wherever he goes.
I want to bite your neck bones.
No. Somebody came at me with that. What was it? God, what was it? Back in '65, when everybody was doing the Beatle parodies. And, I want to bite your neck. No. Okay, so let me see. Let's sing a song and then an update. Okay, we got time for that. Real quick. Let me do this real quick. Because let's face it, I'm going to be doing this a lot lately. Chris has the IRS satellite watching him. He ain't retiring. All right, what do we want to do here? Something kind of bouncy, something kind of fast.
Michael rowed the boat ashore. Yay.
Say what?
Michael rowed the boat ashore. Yay.
No.
Dang nabbit. Fernando.
I will. Don't encourage her. Do not encourage her in any way, shape, or form. Oh my God. Oh yeah. And no, I'm not. No. I usually travel on Fridays. Got 15 minutes. Okay, no problem. You got 15 minutes.
He has ABBA on his refrigerator.
Shut up. No, I don't. No, not gonna do that. No, don't. Shut up, Carl. I'm not playing Fernando. Shut up. See what you started? No comment. See, now I can't think of anything to play.
Come on, she's only got 14 minutes left.
I know. I can play Alice's Restaurant and really mess her up.
Or you could play Tom's Diner and really mess her up.
And just keep doing. And just keep going.
Okay, yeah. Right?
Anyway,
you can play the song that never ends. Okay, go ahead.
Don't. I will do it. I will do it. Let me see. No, not Papa, don't preach. Well, it's another Friday night, and she watches the screen flash again. Right click, left click, anything to do the trick to find her trends, don't see any friend. She types out, hello my baby, tell me what it is you're doing tonight. He says, anything darling, as long as it makes you feel right. She's got her love on the line, and she knows it's just a question of time till she's safe in the arms of this unknown Romeo. Don't you know she can almost see his face in her pseudo space as they both attempt connections that only they can know. As the dim light flickers, they're in a private Shangri-La. To her heart he starts to whisper about how he's gonna kiss her in a secret life there from afar. She can feel her heart racing as he says, babe, it's just a matter of time till the distance falls between us and the day comes that you're finally mine. She's got her love on the line, then she knows it's just a question of time till she's safe in the arms of this unknown Romeo. Don't you know she can almost see his face in her pseudo space as they both attempt connections that only they can know. Well, the plans are made and the weeks melt away till she's standing there at gate number 2. She sees him emerge and the theories are purged. It's like watching a nightmare play through. You didn't tell me your hair was so gray. He says, baby, I didn't know you were so. You could cut the disappointment with a knife. The moral of the story, no, don't put your love on the line, 'cause you know it's only nickel and dime. And there's some things that are out there that aren't quite what they seem. You know what I mean? Don't put your love on the line. For the sake of $24.99, there's a whole world out there that's not just on that screen. Love on the line. Don't put your love on the line. Don't put your love on the line. Were you lighting the way?
I was putting up the lighter.
Oh, gotcha.
Millennial style.
The virtual lighter.
Only millennial style, yeah.
I understand. That makes sense. See, now, what would really be cool is if you were to, like, get a picture of a
I was
lighter.
I was about to say there's got to be a lighter
There's
app.
got to be a
on
lighter
the
app.
phone.
There has
so
to be.
Just do
There
like,
has to be.
do one of those things.
You remembered the words and everything, and Chris turned on the light.
I did.
Stop it, Carl. Just stop it.
I did turn on the light.
I know you did.
Just like a Motel 6. I left the light on for you.
You did, and a fine job you did
Yep,
as well.
absolutely.
No, I'm not playing Papa Don't Preach. Anyway, quick golf story. I went golfing today, as a matter of fact, this morning. Found a really cool place outside of Chicago with one of my oldest friends and newest guitarist for the band, Ken Valskis, who is going to be jamming with us on the upcoming shows that you can find the info on at timgainer.com. Did well. Next up, the 19th hole. No. No, nothing on the 19th hole. Although I had thought about it. And retirement is going well. Retirement is going well. In fact, there's still no AC. It's really not that bad. As a matter of fact, if you hear any background noises like that, timing is everything. But yeah, the fact of the matter is that it's actually quite nice out. It's actually quite pleasant. We have the windows open here at the GainerWorld International Complex, so everything is going well at this point. But we're not going to have any AC for probably about another 4 weeks, which is really a drag.
Probably won't have any for a while there.
Yeah, no.
Rather tragic.
Good thing I'm traveling.
Good thing you're traveling. Yes.
It's a really good thing I'm traveling.
Yep.
I'm telling you. But
that is a good thing.
Yeah. Donna is now hearing WTF, says Donna. Yes, I've not had air conditioning for like 4 weeks now. And the air conditioning broke down. And real quick story, and if you really need to know the details on this, you can go back to past episodes because we've been talking about this for weeks now. But long story short, I know I'm getting sick of hearing about it myself, quite honestly. Long story short, they have to custom build a new unit for me because of where I live and the space restrictions. And it's going to take some weeks. Yeah. But it's not bad. Before my new job, you didn't have it. I know. I understand that. And I still don't have it. I still don't have it now. I'm not going to have it for a while. So there's that. I will tell you one thing, though, that really does bother me. Is because now, obviously, I'm running on Cool Thoughts and Box Fans. But because of all the rain
Cool
and hot weather,
Box Fans.
that's pretty much what I'm living on. I mean, let's face it. You know what's? It's kicking up my allergies. I have the worst hay fever probably known to mankind. And it's really because I got to have the windows open all the time. I got the watery eyes again. And I've never had that problem. I haven't had that problem for... Stop me if you've heard this one.
He tries to convince us that it's allergies, and we all know what it is.
No, I'm vaccinated. So there.
Means nothing.
I hear you. These days, that does mean nothing. Carl says, so they're going to charge you the same price as fitting it into the International Space Station. Pretty much. That's what's going on. And they have to custom build it and then send it up here. So I'm waiting for the day that I get to absolutely block off the street that I live on because they have to my unit is on the roof.
And they have to use a crane to get it up there.
So there's going to be a cherry picker blocking off the street that day. It's going to be great.
So essentially, let's put it like this. The price of this particular unit and its installation, and I'll phrase this so that you don't get demonetized.
Thank you.
Is higher than the reproductive organ of a giraffe.
Pretty much. Hay fever's been the worst in the Northern Hemisphere this year than in many prior years. Well, thank you for that update. That would explain a few things. Yeah, I have to mention this too real fast in the waning minutes. I really did want to talk about this. And I don't want to end the show on a downer, but I kind of sort of have to. If you haven't heard the news within the last 48 hours, we lost a legend. We lost an absolute legend. Dusty Hill, bass player extraordinaire with ZZ Top, passed away at the age of 72. Died in his sleep.
Saw that.
What a way to go.
Yeah.
You know? He had just finished a show here in Chicago. I think he played at the the Rosemont or something like that. ZZ Top had just played a show at the Rosemont. And he had hurt his hip. So he went home to rest up, to take take a few days off. And he got home on Saturday and was gone on a Sunday. It's like, wow, Yeah, even Donna's, R.I.P. Dusty. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Jesus left Chicago. And he's bound for New Orleans.
Go.
Yep.
It's time to go.
Jesus left Chicago, and that was the end of that.
Yep.
That'll teach him. Should have stayed here, Dusty, but no.
Yeah, well.
But anyway, so he won't be playing Lala. That's for sure. Although a friend of mine, I found out, Journey's going to be playing, I think, tonight. No, Journey's playing tomorrow night. And a friend of mine that I used to jam with in Germany is typing me, go see Journey, go see Journey, go see Journey. And I'm like, I don't want to go see Journey. Turns out that a mutual friend of ours, Marco Mendoza, is playing bass in Journey now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and he's played with everybody. He's played with like Ted Nugent, Whitesnake, Thin Lizzy. I mean,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's not going to be the only date the Journey has here, right? They've actually got, got 3 dates here.
Well, I heard they're playing. They're playing the Uptown tomorrow night. No, not tomorrow night. Sunday night.
Sunday night. Yes.
Yeah, they're playing the Uptown. They're playing Lollapalooza, and
the only reason that I know that is because I keep getting notifications on Instagram about it.
Really?
Yeah.
You get notifications about Journey?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Like,
I mean, the only reason I watch Journey now is because I know one of the guys in the band.
As a band, I like Journey, except for their lead singer. I don't like their lead singer.
He's okay.
I'm not saying that he can't sing, but his unfamiliarity with the English language causes and I'm being totally serious about this.
I understand.
His unfamiliarity with the English language causes him to enunciate his words a lot more than he should with the songs, and I'm so accustomed to hearing them with standard American English reductions that it sounds strange to me and very off-putting.
Anywhere you want it, that's the way you need it. I no speak no English. But on that note,
I wish it was a lie.
So do I, to be honest with you.
I completely wish it was a lie.
They're in the Hall of Fame. I'm just going to put it like that. On that note, we're just going to... You make it sound like King Julian in Madagascar is singing. Yeah, pretty much. But we're going to end it on that note. And as always, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Get the damn shot. Wear the damn mask. Let's get past this thing already, okay? And please like and subscribe. If you're new to this little soiree, hit the notification bell because Tim wants to get to his egotistical best of 100 subscribers. There you go. See, the man has even got his Halstead Street Entertainment masks. You can get those online. Find out after the show. You can ask us. It's good. It's good to see you too, my friend. Wear the damn mask. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. In other words, if you like it, hey, you know what to do. We'll see you next week. We out. Peace.